Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is about Furiosa. Furiosa early reactions. Guys, if you don't know, Furiosa is one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I like the Mad Max movie. And we're going to talk about some other trending movie news headlines for upcoming movies, including the new Superman suit that broke out yesterday. Darth Jar Jar. Seriously, they went ahead with that. I don't know why, but whatever. Tron Aries wraps, Speed 3, Riddick 4, new MaXXXine Photos, Wednesday Season 2 teaser. It's not much, but we'll get to it, guys. It's not much. And then if we got time, we'll talk about the Met Gala. I don't know. But we start off today's show by talking about Furiosa and the early buzz. Let's get into it. Furiosa first reactions say it's a stunning powerhouse, but no Fury Road. George Miller's action-packed Mad Max 5 is drawing very strong early praise. Now, I won't call it Mad Max 5 because Mad Max is not supposed to be in it. So, it's part of that universe for sure. Let's just take a look at what some people are saying. Any big names out here that maybe we recognize? Empire City box office. Saw Mad Max Furiosa last week and loved it. It's a totally different film from Fury Road and would be more aptly be compared with the first two Mad Max films. Likely not quite as easy for casual viewers to jump in, but should still perform well over Memorial Day weekend. Yes. Now, if you don't know, Furiosa trailer showed us that it's going to be kind of like a prequel, obviously, to Fury Road, but it's going to be kind of like a war between Chris Hemsworth's Dr. Dementis character and Immortan Joe, and we're going to figure out how. Yeah, there they are, right there. And I hear great things about Hemsworth here. People are raving about that, and we'll get to a few more of the snapshot reviews. Anya Taylor-Joy, I think, is going to knock it out of the park. I think, she's a great actress, so of course. People have had their worries about the visual effects. I'm not somebody who's worrying about it because I think it's going to look fine on the big screen. Let's go back to some of those snapshot reviews. I would and could easily watch 15 hours of Anya Taylor-Joy and Alia Brown as Furiosa. However, much of her film struggles with inconsistent pacing due to the segmented story. This won't match up to Fury Road's splendor, but it doesn't need to. Okay, so it's going to do some time jumps, maybe? Is that what I'm getting from that? Eric Davis, George Miller's Furiosa is powerhouse action filmmaking at its absolute best. A ferocious and relentlessly paced epic that expands the story of Furiosa and the wasteland while delivering the craziest chases. That's what I'm signing up for. The most bombastic characters and just plain stunning cinematography. Well, that's also what George Miller is known for, is stunning cinematography. Sorry guys, sorry about the bad language in that one. Jesus George Miller. Furiosa engulfs you. At times, it just almost seems to exceed the canvas of the IMAX format. It is that big. And I think I will go out to the IMAX and see it in the IMAX because I got to see it on the biggest, loudest screen possible, right? And yet, at times, has a deeply affecting intimacy, echoing cinematic elements from the 50s through the 80s. It's a rich, smart vision the cast revels in. Let's see if there's anybody else here that I may recognize. No? Well, I saw Furiosa last night and it was great, says Esther. Okay. So, early buzz is in. I don't think there's anything up on the tomato meter just yet. A couple of weeks from now, guys. May 24th. So, next week we have Apes on the 14th. And then, wait a minute. No. This week is Apes, James. Sorry. Yeah, so the 9th is Apes, and then we got the 16th, and then the weekend after that. So 2 more weeks away from Furiosa. Early buzz is saying that the visuals are good. and I have been hearing good things about Hemsworth there. So, does it tempt you? Does it make you say, "Ooh, I want to check this out"? Aziza in live chat says it was a great movie. Cool. So you saw it. Excellent. Hey, as I said, I like Fury Road, and I like most of George Miller's works. So I like Andy Taylor-Joy. I like the cast. I think it's going to be impressive. So early buzz is in. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Hey, as you just saw, we are a live show, so if you feel like coming in and commenting, by all means, I'll take your comments. If you want to follow me on all the other social media handles, come join us over here. Sometimes you get the look behind the scenes of me going to the theater and stuff like that. You see extended versions of my monthly ranking videos of the movies that I've seen there, because YouTube only is a 60-second window. I wish YouTube would extend the shorts window to 90 seconds like everywhere else. But let's talk about that new Superman suit that dropped yesterday. I published a short about that, talking about shorts. David Corenswet, the Corenswetian one. Now, my impression was okay. It looks okay. I don't know what's going on in there in the background. People are saying it's a real set photo. It's a bit wrinkly in the shoulders. It probably smells bad too after he's been sweating in it. People are saying, well, look at the crotch there, James. He's got his red shorts on. I think it's possible that we're going to see him wear a couple of different suits. Like, this may not be the main one, or it is the main one, but there'll be another version of it, maybe. I don't know. I thought it was fine. Angry Joe, if you watch him, he pointed out that if you zoom in on the eye, his eye is open. So it's like it's a weird. It is a bizarre photo to show to begin. But it's good to see that, like, the arms and stuff, other than the shoulder padding here, it looks like Cavill's suit had like these metal plates underneath of it. If you ever watch like the behind the scenes stuff of the costuming work for like Man of Steel or B versus S and stuff, Justice League, you'll see that they did have the plates on there. I don't know why they augmented his physique, but it looks like they're not going for that. And we've seen that Corenswet has been buffing up at the gym. I think he looks fine. The boots, fine. Yeah, I don't know if this is a big eyeball or what the heck's going on in the background. That may not even be happening in the actual movie. That's just probably, that could be like just test footage of like early pre-visual effects kind of stuff. That's the way I think about it. But I did want to talk about it and address it a little bit more with my thoughts. Superman 2025 is the release date, guys, July 11th. So just about, well, what, 14 months away? Follows the titular superhero as he reconciles his heritage with human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way in the world that views this as old-fashioned. All right. So, cast: Isabella Merced, Nathan Fillion, Nicholas Holtz playing Lex Luthor. It's rumored that Millie Alcock will be in there because she's going to be our new Supergirl. I don't know about that. Rachel Brosnahan is our Lois Lane. Wendell Pierce is Perry White. Skylar Gisondo is Jimmy Olsen. Yes, so, and Sean Gunn's Maxwell Lord, a bunch of Gunn's familiars that he's been working with. I don't care about the nepotism thing. So the new Superman suit, guys. What did you think? I didn't think that it would be as controversial. I know some people were like, ew, but I say just give it a chance. I'll try to bring that up again a little bit. I'll just echo what everybody else has been saying. We got to wait and to see if what it's going to look like in in motion kind of thing, right? Um, what it's going to look like when it's in like flying and when he's fighting and stuff like that. I'm sure it's going to be fun. So that's some upcoming movie news. Let's move on. I couldn't believe this when this dropped yesterday. I was like, What is this? Darth Jar Jar is real, and he can definitely hurt you in Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy trailer. Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy trailer. Darth Jar Jar has been a conspiracy theory for the longest time. Is there an IMDb for this? Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy 2024. It's a TV special. Okay, so that's what it is. Um, and I pulled the little clip for it. So basically, guys, it's like a character trying to go through the Star Wars universe, looking at old relics and perhaps what ifs. But it's only like a minute long clip. Oh, that's going to be music copyright.
Misa going to hurt you, sir. Darth Jar Jar?
Yeah, so I'll be honest. I'm kind of amused that they're actually going with this because people were having that conspiracy theory that was Jar Jar Binks was the actual Sith Lord behind absolutely everything. They're just having fun with it. So this is a limited TV special, Darth Jar Jar. Well, are you guys going to check this out? Does it work for you? Coming out September 13th, 2024. Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill's going to be back and doing his voice for this, huh? Ahmed Best is doing Darth Jar Jar. So it is Ahmed Best back. It's a bit of a curiosity. I just thought, seriously, okay. At least they're listening to some of the chatter out there from us movie fans, right? Which is always good to see. Let's continue on with a little bit more Disney movie news headlines here. Disney streaming comes close to profitability in latest quarter. Disney Plus subscribers surged. Did it surge? I haven't resubscribed. I will be subscribing at the end of the month to watch The Acolyte with you guys. Disney combined streaming business only lost $18 million. We only lost $18 million. Please, could you possibly lose $19 million and give me $1 million, please? In the quarter, as Charter's new deal with the company caused subs to rise. Yes. And ARPU to fall. ARPU? What does ARPU stand for, James? Well, guys, this is more business stuff and usually brings the show to a grinding halt when we get into like all the nuances of like quarterly reports. That doesn't really pertain to us, but we got to keep our eye on it as movie fans because it does impact content that we'll be seeing, right? Disney generated $22.1 billion in revenue last quarter, up 1% from a year ago, with operating income of $3.8 billion, up 22%. Its free cash flow in the quarter was $2.4 billion. Yeah, as I said, guys, it's like, what does that mean for me, right? And it's kind of like, yeah, it's dry, it's boring stuff. But we got to keep our eye on this stuff because, as I said, it does impact content, right? Bob Iger details reduced Marvel output. At most, we'll have three films per year and 2 series. So this is a good sign. This is a good sign because they were just oversaturating the stuff with an Ironheart series, Echo series, which I didn't hate the Echo series. Actually, I kind of liked it, but I'm not ever going to go back to revisit it. I didn't mind Miss Marvel. But yeah, I want that writing. I want the writing to be really well crafted and honed, right? Kind of like so that we can forego things like in Obi-Wan, where it's just like this episode really doesn't do anything for the series, does it? Like that whole prison one, right? So 3 films per year, yeah, that's about right. The Disney, between Marvel and like the MCU, they've got enough heroes and stuff that they can do 3 films per year and have that work. And then you can finally relieve some pressure from the visual effects houses that were struggling to keep up and made the films look lower in quality. I'm looking at you, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania. So, again, this is a little bit more on the business side of things here, guys. Um, Bob Iger told analysts that the company is finally moving away from a vestige, basically, of desire in the past to increase volume. Yes. I've been working hard with the studio to reduce output and focus more on quality that's particularly true to Marvel. So what will this mean for the TV shows? This year's slate, highlighted by Deadpool and Wolverine, won't be impacted, but it will be felt in future years. So, yeah, we know that we've got the Thunderbolts coming up, Captain America 4, and Blade, if they ever get that made, and then Fantastic Four. So as I said, there's a bunch of range of stuff that they can draw from and pull from that it should keep it feeling fresh as long as they craft and hone those scripts. As far as the series go, I never watched Loki season 2. I don't plan to ever watch Loki season 2. What's the next MCU one? I didn't hate Secret Invasion either. I know a lot of people did though, so it's kind of like we just, yeah, focus in on that on the quality, and maybe that's what I need to do here on the channel too, guys. I make this show live, but I do like talking live with people. It's just the live shows never really get a whole bunch of traction, and we've been doing this for a long enough time period where it should be getting out there. But I feel like it keeps me sharp, so I like to do it. But speaking of that, what else can you find here on the channel aside from Corin Sweat's new Superman suit? We've got trailer reaction videos for things like, well, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, Megalopolis, Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, and of course that Star Wars Acolyte trailer. But we got movie reviews for The Fall Guy and Tarot, Boy Kills World, full series reactions for things like the Fallout Reacher series. And of course, then we do movie news throughout the week where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines and the upcoming movie news for upcoming movies in 2024 and beyond. A lot of fun here on Mirror Domains. Let's continue on with Tron. Tron Aries wraps. Tron Aries wraps filming director shares behind the scenes photos from the set. Of course, Tron Aries stars Jared Leto, and we just confirmed that Jeff Bridges is coming back. Joachim Roning announces that the filming has wrapped. So let's take a look at this behind the scenes photo. All right, that looks like that's perhaps Leto there because you can see the beard and his eye there. Okay, that's a little bit small. Let's see what it says here. Quote, "That's a wrap on Tron Aries. Thanks to an incredible and tireless crew, I really believe we pushed the filmmaking limits on this movie. Even through 6 weeks of night shoots, you never slowed down." Wow, 6 weeks of night shoots. Also, a big thank you to our wonderful cast for leaving everything on screen. I can't wait to show the world what we've done. Tron Aries wraps. Yeah, starting to feel really tangible, right? And there's a set photo. Whoops. That was a little bit hasty, James. Yeah. You can go over to his Instagram profile if you want to see these a little bit exploded out. It's behind the scenes stuff, so sometimes you might get a slap on the wrists, but this doesn't really show much about the movie. It's just people kind of like having a good job, everyone kind of thing. But Tron Aries, release date next year. No, yeah, expected October 10th, 2025. And it says Aries is Leto's computer program on a journey from the digital world to the human one. Yeah, we've seen set photos where he comes out into the real world wearing this rather clunky costume. See, people talk about the Superman costume being a little, I don't know if I like it right. Take a look at the Tron Aries costume. I don't see anybody ruffling their feathers over that one. This is just concept art, guys. But yeah, this is our main first official shot of Tron Aries character. And okay, looks fine to me. Officially wrapped October 10th, 2025. I'm looking forward to it because I want to see what they do with it. I like that world, and I hope they can do it some justice. Bye for the live chat says, hey. Our Glass Viking says, Tron Aries special effects will make set photos virtually insignificant. Looking forward to the next installment. Me too. And the cast, other than Leto, has Gillian Anderson, Cameron Monaghan, Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith, Greta Lee. Interesting cast. I'm looking forward to seeing Cameron Monaghan because he was on Gotham, if you didn't know. And I think he's a big untapped resource that movies are just starting to get a hold of because he's got talent. He's got range. He does. Moving on to Riddick. No, not Riddick, James. Speed 3. Speed 3? Can that really happen? Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock want to reunite for Speed 3. We'd freaking knock it out of the park. Okay. Well, who says that? Did they both say that? Guys, I like the first Speed movie. This is when I first fell in love with Sandra Bullock. And a lot of people found out that Keanu Reeves can handle himself as an action star. Yeah, Speed 2, not so much. I think I saw it once. I need to rewatch it because it has Willem Dafoe as the bad guy. It was just kind of a major step down. And yes, was a notorious... Speed 2 Cruise Control was a notorious box office bomb, which means we should probably take a look at some of the numbers here. Does a Speed 3 make sense? You can see the first line here goes up quite a bit. 108 million worldwide, and then Speed 2 just kind of flatlined around the $40 million mark. But Speed 2, just to let you know, didn't have Keanu Reeves, right? So could there be a return to form? Like, what did happen? Did they get together? And if they're together again, or I don't want to retread that, right? Oh, we separated after years, and now there's another crisis, and we realize that we really do have chemistry. There's a way that you could tell this story, a third one, of kind of like years later, one of them's retired or something, or there's a scenario that needs his expertise, and she gets caught up into it somehow. Yeah, there is a way to do it. It's curious because I do like going back to these properties, like and just exploring what happened to them like years after, right? Speed 3, will it actually happen? Who knows? But if it doesn't, the two actors are aware that they share special chemistry. Yeah, they do work well together. Between Speed, the lake house. I don't know. It sucks that our lake house got blocked. We did a full reaction to the lake house, and because of one little scene, and I chopped out the scene, but they still blocked it. Right? And but they do have good chemistry, and it'd be cool to see them working together again. They've got nothing but good things to say to each other. Like they work well offset too. So Sandra Bullock said, "There's no formula. It just is. Before I die, before I leave this planet, I do think that Keanu and I need to do something in front of the camera. And are we, in wheelchairs or with walkers, maybe? Are we on little scooters in Disneyland?" Reeves added, "It does feel like there is a siren call to it, like there's something that wasn't done. I would love to work with you again before our eyes close." Wow. So this was in 50 mile per per hour podcast that they were talking about this. Yeah, and she's still embarrassed about Speed too. Like, yeah, Jason Patrick stepped in to replace Reeves in that one as the male lead. Not very well liked. Two actors saying that they want to work together on a movie. Fine. Will that be Speed 3? As long as it's not like a huge budget. But the thing is that we just saw Fall Guy come out, and that was stunt heavy, and it didn't do so well at the box office, which kind of bummed me out. Fall Guy did, um, and Speed and Fall Guy are sort of similar in tone. Speed is a better film, and it has nothing to do with the acting. It has to do with the story, and I talked about that in my full-length review for that. Bifer says Speed 3 in space. Yeah, I don't know if that'll work or not. Maybe. No. But I'll be curious. And I think Speed is close enough in, like, it's not as far removed as Fall Guy was, that people will be like, oh yeah, I remember that movie. I like that movie. And you watch a lot of the younger reactors today react to that movie, and they have fun with it. It still holds up, as ridiculous as it is that bus jumps on the expressway. People still they roll with it because the rest of the movie's so fun. And if they can capture that kind of a tone, why not? That's the way I would say. Go for that. Arglass says that the vehicle they used for Speed 3 would be pivotal to the marketing. A train might be too close to the subway ending in Speed, but that's the best bet. Though Under Siege Dark Territory covered that too. Well, I like Dark Territory, mostly because of Katherine Heigl, but yeah, they can reuse those tropes. I mean, they just did that. David Leitch talking about Fall Guy. They just did Bullet Train, and that was very, yeah. Well, let's see. We'll see if something ever like that materializes. Next, Riddick 4. Riddick 4 with Vin Diesel gets major update. We'll explore the character's mysterious past. Was it really all that mysterious, guys? Well, in the first one, they said that he was an ex-con who had his eyes adjusted so he can see in the prison planet that was all black, and then they made him a Furian, whose species, their eyes are always like that. So they retconned a bit of his lore and stuff as they went along. I didn't hate Chronicles of Riddick. They just overreached. And then they tried to go back to the basics with the third Riddick film, which the Katie Sackhoff one, which was kind of, If you think about it now, and I liked it when it came out, you think about that third Riddick film, it's very, very made for TV-esque. Made for streaming. It's a streaming movie, Riddick. And then they tried to get too grandiose for Chronicles of Riddick. Let's take a look at the box office for this. Does it make sense? Pitch Black was the lowest one, but it cost the least amount. So I think the percentages of its haul is greater. So like Pitch Black was like what, $5-7 million or something to make, and it was like supposed to be like this throwaway movie that came out in June or in January, and then people were like, "Oh wow, what is this?" When did it come out? Pitch Black, February. Yeah. Then they were like, "Oh, we got something here people like. So let's dump a whole bunch of money into it. 120 million. Let's put another 100 million into it." Hey. So yeah, Pitch Black 23 million, made 53. Riddick 38 million, made 94. So maybe it does make sense to make a fourth one, huh, guys? Guys, we have to be brutally honest here. the Fast and Furious franchise is going to be done with the next movie. And Vin Diesel just really hasn't found his mark outside of the established properties like this and Riddick, like Fast and Furious and Riddick, right? Triple X was fun, the first one, but the second one, oh, sorry. No, the second one was with Ice Cube, right? And then it was the third Triple X was uh, Return of Xander Cage or something. It's like, oh god, yeah, no. But I do like the premise of the character, so seeing his past maybe explored a little bit may work. Vin Diesel, you know that Vin Diesel's been trying to get this one off the ground for a while. So you can check out the official synopsis for Riddick Furia below. Riddick finally returns to his homeworld, a place he barely remembers, and one he fears might be left in ruins. But there he finds other Furians fighting for their existence against a new monster, and some of these Furians are more like Riddick than he could ever have imagined. Okay. So he'll fight along with other people like him. Vin Diesel teaches the last witch hunter to know that's not happening. Yeah. So explore Riddick's curious past. Our Legion fans have demanded it for years. Well, have they? Have they? Has any? Has anybody demanded to see a fourth Riddick? I don't know about that. And now we're finally ready to honor their call to action for Riddick Furia. My collaboration with Vin and One Race has spanned 20 fruitful years, as together we've created 3 movies, 2 video games, and an anime production and motion comics for the internet. The new biggest screen event will see Riddick return to his homeworld, where we finally get to explore Riddick's genesis. No release date, no production date. Is there comments for this? No, no comments. Okay. Who would you want to see? Like, the thing, he goes back to his planet to maybe find some answers or more people like him. That's fine. But then he gets into kind of a back and forth with them fighting a big monster of some kind. Yeah, keep it small and dialed back like that. It could possibly work. But who else would be of that kind of stature and uh, like who would be another Furion? Um, you know who I would say would be another Furion? And I just saw him in Abigail. Kevin Durant. Put him in this movie. We're just going to see him in the new Apes movie this week, which I'm seeing tomorrow night, guys. I'm seeing the new Apes movie tomorrow night, so pay attention for my straight out of the theater reaction for that. Yeah, there's a bunch of possibilities you could have in there for sure. Fighting a big monster, huh? Back on Furia. Yeah, curious. I'd be on board for it. Next. New MaXXXine Photos. Images reveal Kevin Bacon, Sophie Thatcher, and more. Yeah, well, Kevin Bacon's kind of like the sleazy bad guy in this one, isn't he? Let's just take a look at some of these new photos. Mia Goth. Awesome. Looks like she's at some kind of rave. Yeah, so if you didn't know the story to Maxine, she goes to, this is after X. And she goes to Hollywood to become a star. And then there's like a real serial killer out there that's trying to hurt or kill them. So she gets caught up into that kind of thing. Kevin Bacon. I don't know. Is he going to be the serial killer? Kevin Bacon always brings it, though. He always does. And if he's going to be playing kind of like the sleazeball type character, he can play that too. He truly is one of the most versatile actors out there. He can play like the corrupt prison guard from Sleepers, or the hero in Tremors, right? the bad guy in River Wild. Yeah, she auditions for a role from a director played by Elizabeth Debicki. Two great actresses right there. Well, it looks like she's getting a plaster cast of her head or something. She going to get bonked on the head? The film is being described as a good old whodunit slasher, so maybe in the vein of Scream. She said, Maxine as a character has come a long way. She's a survivor. She's gone through a lot. When we meet her again in this new world she's in, she's definitely fought for everything that she has, and she's not about to give that up. She's not. She's going to fight for what she has. She's a badass. There's a strength to her, and she's really proactive, determined, focused woman. She goes after what she wants, and she's not really going to take no for an answer. Yes. Giancarlo Esposito, Michelle Monaghan. Big cast. Maxine. What do you guys think about some of these new photos? I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, July 25th. Or sorry, July 5th. Oh, so I may not be able to see this one until I come back from my little vacation in July, because I'm going to be gone from July 3rd to the 12th. I don't plan to post anything. I may tape a bunch of shorts or something that will release on a daily schedule just to keep the channel somewhat active. And if I do see a movie in the Yukon, maybe I could do a straight out of the theater reaction up there, but I don't know if they only have 2 screens. And they don't always get the most current thing. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Piper says James. Yeah. And if you didn't watch Infinity Pool, what a weird movie. I liked Infinity Pool. I did. Keeping on the realm with the macabre. Wednesday, season 2 announces full cast as filming kicks off. Percy Hines White dropped from series. Percy White dropped from series. All right. So, what do we got here? The cast on the set. And there's Jenna Ortega in the middle. There's her friend there. Her roommate. There's Tim Burton there himself. So, looks like it's ramping up. Is that Catherine Zeta-Jones and Luis Guzman? Okay. The parents, obviously. That's good news. Now, they did try to release like a little teaser thing. It's not much, guys. It of course, if the production just started, there's no footage to really show. So they show Thing there sliding the script under the window, or under the door, sorry. And you just see feet. Like, I don't even think that was Jenna Ortega picking it up. That was probably just some stand-in, right? Like, do you really think that's Jenna Ortega? That's all it is. So there's no point in doing a reaction to that. Yeah. See what people say in the comments. Steve Buscemi and Christopher Lloyd, hell yeah. Tandaway Newton, yeah. Wait, are we talking about the Christopher Lloyd? Yes, we are. Billy Piper. Even though it's only been out for 8 minutes, I'm surprised this doesn't have more views. Well, because it doesn't really show that much. Shall I refresh it to see if it got more views? Why not? 2.6, 2 hours ago. Yeah. So, well, we keep ourselves informed here. We know that they're just getting underway. So I don't expect much. 2025, we will be doing full live watch-alongs because I really enjoyed the first season. Xavier Thorpe. Yeah, he was one of the love interests, right? Whatever. We don't need to worry about that kind of riff-raff, do we? So, Wednesday Season 2 is underway. Good. Guys, we got a bunch of horror headlines here that I'm going to squeeze in before we talk about the Met Gala. Because I don't want to talk about the Met Gala that much, but we will take a look at some of my favorite celebrities and what they were dressed up in. Pomo says, are you going to see Sonic 3 when it comes to theaters? Probably not. Maybe if my niece is getting too old for that kind of stuff now. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Let's talk about some horror headlines. The Strangers Trilogy. Rennie Harlin is planning a 4.5-hour mega cut. What? The Strangers marks Rennie Harlin's return to the horror genre. His 3 films are being planned as an odyssey. Yes, they filmed all 3 of them back to back. So the first chapter is this fall, right? A 4-hour mega cut. So it's just basically all of them spliced together. I wasn't really overwhelmed with the first teaser for it, guys. Uh, it's a simple premise. It's a slasher flick. It's a home invasion style premise, right? So it's kind of like um, if the first one comes out and bombs, they're just going to put the other 2 on streaming because they had the other 2 shot already, right? I don't think it will bomb because they didn't spend a whole lot of money on the budget. They actually were fairly conservative with that, but we'll see a 4-hour cut. No, uh, as a horror odyssey, as he told Variety. Rennie Harlin did. Quote, I definitely want to have that event and see if people take 4.5 hours of dread and fear and terror and despair. Not really. As long as they don't go back into the oranges of the strangers. Like, we don't need to know that they were abused or anything like that. They just like to kill people brutally, right? We don't need to find out the dark undertones of their psyches to understand this. Uh, this is a trope, though, that will be hard to keep fresh. Okay, so they invade this person's home in the first movie. They invade somebody else's trailer park in the second movie. So in this reboot, they invade a mansion, a condo. It just they just changed the venue and it's the same movie. How do you keep that fresh? So if they can do it, which Rennie Harlin is saying that he did, we'll see. We'll see, but I remain doubtful. Tarot was in theaters this last weekend and got really lambasted at the tomato meter. What was it? Was it 8%? Let's just take a look. It climbed to 23%. I think when we looked at it, it was like down to 5%. 30 reviews, 23%. 57 by the audience. Yeah, one of the worst movies on Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes has put out this year. But the directors behind it, Spencer Cohen and Anna Hallberg, made a studio horror film personal. What? That particular storyline was our way of putting an emotional stamp on the movie. What? Tarot. Emotional stamp. What are you talking about? The tarot card reading is reluctantly led by, we know that the kids have a tarot card reading and then they all slowly get killed. Haley is struggling to make sense of an illness her mom had and ultimately her passing away. My mom was sick when I was growing up and she passed away when I was in my early 20s, which is close to the same age Haley is in the film. Oh, okay. So that angle made it personal to them. Because the main character, their mother died, which really doesn't really play into the rest of the movie, other than it explaining how she knows how to use the tarot cards. If you saw my review, guys, I was trying to be very gentle on it. Whatever. Was it competently made? Did I feel like they were good enough to handle the reins for another project? They'll get another chance. Because it was nowhere near as bad as the 23% as the tomato meter would have you believe. Next, Alien Romulus, new pictures, and more on the heroes. So we got some new, well, from the Entertainment exclusive there, Entertainment Weekly. It's the Alien. Yeah, looks very familiar. Can I bring that up a little bit? Yeah, typical xenomorph. Yeah, I heard somebody say the other day that Kaylee Spaney is a nobody. Who was it? Was it John Roca that said that? Like, what are you? If the guy, you do movie news more than I do, man, and you didn't know that she was in Priscilla, Civil War. Come on, she's a star on the rise. You can do better than that. This is the new robot character, the new artificial person. Uh, yeah. August 16th this year, guys. August 16th for the new Alien movie. Some new photos. Yeah. Roca is a clickbaiter. He says stuff to get clicks. Well, yeah, that too. But I mostly watch his show only when Jeff Snyder's on, because he's got the inside info. I got nothing against Roca. I don't. It's just I don't watch a lot of his other stuff. Uh, Pomo says, same, I'm not a fan of Sonic either, but the only thing that Keanu Reeves is Shadow. Oh, well, hey, if you like the series, and if you, well, obviously you don't like the series, but if you're a Keanu Reeves fan, then you will definitely want to check it out. Arglass says, was Alien Covenant just left open-ended? I enjoyed it. Danny McBride played a great straight roll through his ending and was going to suck. Looking forward to Alien Romulus. Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever get back to that David storyline, because Ridley Scott was more obsessed about telling the synthetic human story than the alien story. And he made rather vocal and loud declarations that I don't want to make an alien movie. I want to make a David movie. And it's going to go fine. But what you set up with Prometheus didn't say that you wanted to like focus in on that. Yeah, it was kind of haunting that David was there in the background doing questionable things. But then when he just like Covenant just took people by surprise with the different shift in the direction of the story. And I did like Danny McBride in Alien Covenant too. I did. I want to see Danny McBride take more serious roles, because he can also do that. I don't know where the third one goes. Yeah, he's got that big ship now that he can experiment on, and that he was eventually making what looked like the xenomorphs. But all of that apparently is just kind of getting swept away. We'll see. And Ridley Scott's getting up there. He's like 80, 85, 86 now. I don't know how much time is left on the clock for him. Next. A24. Is A24 taking the Machete to the Crystal Lake series? Yeah, what happened to the series that was supposed to come out on like a streaming service, Peacock? Remember they were going to take this series, like this was going to help reboot the Friday the 13th series. It was going to be called Crystal Lake, right? It seems to be treading water. Like, what happened to it? I thought, like, for some reason, I thought they had wrapped on it. Talking about Jeff Snyder. He said, I'm hearing A24 has pulled the plug on Crystal Lake. Its planned Peacock series based on the Friday the 13th franchise featuring Jason Brian Fuller was due to executive produce the horror series. It's unclear whether it's a permanent decision or a temporary one. A24 has no comment. Perhaps Peacock will help the trade shed more light on this project, which was announced back in 2022. Yeah, I think I do remember running the story about this myself. A24 Mark Toberoff had beautifully and excruciatingly assembled all of the Friday the 13th rights. As a streaming series, we have the rights to do everything everything underneath the Friday the 13th umbrella. Yeah, so there was a fight for the rights for the Jason character, because Jason didn't show up in the first Friday the 13th movie, because the guy who originally wrote the script, or the spec script for the first Friday the 13th, was wanting to get all the rights back, and then there was going to be an issue of could you use Jason in the hockey mask, because he wasn't in the first movie, right? So there was like a big rights issue, and when they were spinning their tires with that, there were scripts going around like, we want to talk about Jason's dad. It was Jason's dad that made him like this. And we, even myself, I got into it. I did like a writing kind of vlog style of what I would have made the Friday the 13th next movie would have been. We haven't done one of those in a while. I just haven't had time to do anything like that. Where we sat down and we went through story structure, and we planned out, we put in the grid for like 3 acts. He'll come back. He's so ingrained in our culture that it's like Friday the 13th is not going to go away. All right, let's talk about that Met Gala. Don't show Doja Cat Met Gala outfit. Not safe for YouTube. Is it not? Well, Met Gala stunners. Zendaya, Nicole Kidman, Cynthia Erivo, THR's 15 best dressed. Well, Zendaya, look at that eyeshadow she's got on. Wow. She always takes a great photo. So let's take a look at some of them. Nicole Kidman. I don't know if it's the highlight on her cheekbone or if it's her eyes. There's something about her makeup here. It's not jiving for me. I don't like it. The dress is fine. Coleman Domingo. Yeah, that's cool. Kind of like a cape. Demi Moore. Cool. I haven't seen her in a while, right? I like that. Kerry Washington. Purple lavender type of thing. There's Zendaya. Very much. Oh, I couldn't tell if okay, so that green stuff is just her dress is not green, it's blue. Cool. Phoebe Denever and Victoria Beckham. She may exited Bridgerton. Okay. Lewis Hamilton. Don't know who that is. Jennifer Lopez. I don't know why people are hating on J-Lo. I really don't. And we're going to be doing a full live watch along for Atlas when it comes out this month. And I hope I don't get like bombed with hate comments. I don't get it. Cardi B. That's big. Lewis Hamilton is oh yeah, that's right, Formula One driver. That they Tom Cruise tried to put in Top Gun Maverick, right? Cynthia Erivo. She's going to be in the Wicked movie alongside Ariana Grande. You got Ariana here? Nicki Minaj. Adrian Brody. Looking sharp. Haven't seen him in a while. Where's he been? What's he been doing? Cara Delevingne. Kiki Palmer. How long is this, James? We're not okay. This is almost the bottom, guys. They said they only picked 15 here. Amelia Gray is on. I don't know who Amelia Gray is. So yeah, those are some of the big ones. Yeah. Whoa. Was Zendaya dressed? Did she dress in 2 dresses? Okay. That it? That's it. Huh. That wasn't too painful, was it? All right, where are we at? 56 minutes. Let's move on to some hit or miss headlines. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on, just like we did with the Met Gala. See Sheldon and Amy show up in young Sheldon's finale. Yeah, the series ended because the kid is just growing up to the point where it would be just kind of like tying into events of the Big Bang Theory. Mayim Bialik. Um, yeah, seeing her back, fine. Jim Parsons. He's obviously writing his memoirs or something, right? Uh, Bifer says, better movie, The Fall Guy or Challengers? Well, I had more fun with The Fall Guy. That's an interesting question, Bifer. Because you know how critical I am of Luca Guadagnino. I'll say The Fall Guy, although I could easily say Challengers. I should say Challengers, but it's my show, and I'm going to say Fall Guy. There, yeah, Jim Parsons saying goodbye. I still think that they should make a Big Bang movie. I don't know why they haven't done it. Pull the trigger on that. You wouldn't have to, other than paying the cast. If you made like an hour and 40-minute Big Bang movie about maybe like Leonard and Penny buying a house, starting their family, kind of like an American Pie type of scenario, but you'd have the Big Bang Theory cast. Do something like that. Yeah, yeah, and trust me, if you made it for like 40 million or so, you make you make that back easy. Next, why songs are still missing from Taylor Swift's Era Tour movie on Disney Plus? I didn't realize that there were. Disney Plus gave fans 8 more performances to obsess over, but let 2 others slip past. But why? What songs are missing? Did you guys ever watch it? Nobody, No Crime, and 7 Interlude were not included in the movie to maintain the flow of the concert experience. Hey, I like the song Nobody, No Crime. Despite missing performances, fans can still enjoy the concert through fan captured moments and speculations on upcoming songs. Yeah, when I sign up for Disney Plus again, I'll probably end up watching the Eras Tour movie again. We won't, because of the music, obviously, we can't watch along with it. And what's the point? You just hear me going, yeah, 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 cheering on. Anyway, you don't need to see that. I don't want to leave you with a shocked experience. Chris Pine, though. Chris Pine was stunned that Wonder Woman 3 was canceled. I wasn't stunned. Were you stunned? I don't think anybody was stunned. What are you talking about, Chris Pine? He played Steve Trevor in the first 2 installments. I think it's because it seemed like Patty Jenkins had everything rolling. But the reception to Wonder Woman 1984 was not all that good. What was it? I didn't hate elements of Wonder Woman 1985. And the stuff with him and Steve, like her and Chris Pine, I thought was the best part of that movie. All the stuff with Cheetah was probably the worst, which sucks because I like Kristen Wiig. It was inexcusable. Pedro Pascal was wasted too. But the stuff between her and Chris Pine, I thought was the best stuff. They just rushed it. So, yeah, I don't know why you were shocked. Box office wise, it didn't do all that well either. Next, Nicolas Cage to star in a new horror film about young Jesus Christ. Um, wow, a horror film about a young carpenter from Nazareth. What's there to tell? And it's going to be a horror film. The carpenter's son will explore the life of a young Jesus Christ and his family as they face horrors both natural and divine. Well, if they go into the divine aspects, of course, yeah, there's some horrific things in there that they could explore. Natural, famine, uh, political corruption of governing. Uh, yeah, there's some horrific stuff there, but you're dealing with religious stuff here, and if you don't handle it all that well, you know what, people won't care anyway. They made the prophecy and stuff like that. They make movies like they just made like the first Omen, James, about religious stuff, about recreating the Antichrist and stuff. Yeah, so whatever. Okay, Nicolas Cage, if he wants to tackle that, he'll be playing the father, obviously, right? But but Jesus didn't have a father. It was immaculate. It was an immaculate conception. He'll play Joseph. Oh, okay. New horror, exploring the young life of Jesus in Roman Egypt. FKA Twigs will play Mary in the film. How are you going to portray Mary? Are you going to play her the way that they say that she really was? That won't make people happy. It won't. But I think you should. FKA Twigs. What's she going to be in? She's like a singer, right? Oh yeah, she's going to be in that Crow reboot. Whatever. Religious horrors are on the rise. Yes, they are, with Immaculate, The First Omen, The Pope's Exorcist, and The Pope's Exorcist 2 next year. And The Exorcism. I have to see how that goes. Pomo in live chat says Wonder Woman 1984 was the worst film in the DC franchise. Pfeiffer says, I have the extended version of Taylor Swift Eras Tour. There are 2 songs added to the show. Okay. Do you have it on Blu-ray, Pfeiffer? I didn't realize that they made a Blu-ray or not. I thought it was exclusive for Disney Plus. Because if they do have a Blu-ray of it or 4K of it, I would like to have that. Let's take a look. I have it on Disney Plus. Oh, okay. I would totally buy a 4K. No, I don't think they do. Probably at some point. It's actually unusual for a concert movie to get a wide theatrical release at all. That was 7 months ago. No word on that. Huh. Is that it? No, we got a few more. 2 more. Full extent of Deadpool and Wolverine's multiverse potential revealed in merchandise synopsis. So if you don't want to get spoiled on this, guys, merchandise synopsis. Well, we know that they're using gateways like Doctor Strange type gateways because we saw that in the trailer, jumping in between dimensions and stuff like that. And I think we saw that the TVA is going to be involved in this. So a little bit of knowledge from the Loki series will help in understanding all of that stuff. A spoilerish synopsis revealed the extent of the titular duo's multiverse shenanigans. Okay. Well, what is it? Not only will they be working to defeat a range of villains plaguing the Marvel Universe, Bub, but they'll be gate crashing the MCU franchise too. and putting their something or other. All right, yeah, we saw that in the trailer. I kind of assumed that. I don't want to go too deep into those types of spoilers because I mean the mechanics behind multiverse jumping and stuff like that we explored in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So we kind of understand how that works. I didn't think that was a big kind of thing. All right, you guys know I like Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt says she absolutely wanted to throw up after kissing certain actors during filming. I've definitely not enjoyed some of it. Well, I could see that. Which actors, though? Does this article say? Uh, in talking with the Howard Stern show, she talked about some fake chemistry from Matt Damon to Tom Cruise, Dwayne Johnson. Uh, he asked, "Have you ever wanted to throw up?" And she says, "Absolutely, absolutely. I wouldn't say it's sort of extreme loathing, but I've definitely not enjoyed some of it," Blunt added. Yeah. She didn't name, but I'm sure that there's people speculating over who could possibly be. Eh, I'm not going to go through her filmography. It's just one of those. It's one of the darker things about acting. If you there's a kissing scene and you don't like the person, yeah, you just gonna have to grin and bear through it and push through it. All right, we're an hour and 7 minutes in, guys. I don't really have that much more left in the can, unless the trailer drops or something big. Then I'll post it up later, shorter versions. What's this? Game of Thrones spin-off Night of the Seven Kingdoms will direct 6 episodes. Owen Harris. Okay. First look at Zoe Deschanel and Charlie Cox on the rom-com Merv. Follows an estranged couple who learns that the dog that they share is suffering from depression following their breakup. They awkwardly reconcile to take their pup on vacation in hopes of fighting its spirits. Zoe, she took time off for a family, right? Charlie's obviously working on Daredevil. But I do like Zoe. Story about a dog. Seems silly. Could be fun. Denis Villeneuve made a deal with Warner Bros. If he delivers Doom Part 2 on budget and on time, he can feature Anya Taylor-Joy as Alia Atreides in the film, despite her simultaneously filming commitments for the studio's Furiosa. Yeah, that was a cool cameo. I like that. So, that's a good use of a cameo, too. Nicholas Galitzine, Greta Lee, and Taylor Russell. So it's probably just more. The strangers were spotted at a gas station on security camera. Yeah, they're doing a lot of the viral marketing. They showed up at baseball games in San Diego or something, right? Edgar Wright on George Miller's Furiosa. Oh, okay. This will bring us around full circle. I still don't understand how Dr. George Miller does it. I was lucky enough to see Furiosa a month ago, and I'm still reeling at how films like his exist. It's so intricate, detailed, and immersive. So Edgar Wright likes Furiosa. Yeah, that brings us around. Anya Taylor-Joy. Oh wow, she's gonna be on the latest issue of. Another Maxine photo. Wednesday season 2. Yeah, we all talked about this stuff. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. Uh, we'll see how it goes. For the next week or so, I'm going to have a little bit more time, so we may delve into another series, watch alongs. If you got a suggestion, let me know. I can't do Shogun because I don't have FX. I would like to at some point get a hold of Shogun. We'll see. All right. That's it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hit that thumbs up button. I'll see you next time right here on Mirror Domains.